Near the Zaporizhzhia direction, a Russian troop transport truck is seen moving along a dirt road, with soldiers riding openly in the rear compartment. The terrain offers little cover, and the vehicle advances across exposed ground at moderate speed. Moments later, a Ukrainian drone is redirected toward the moving target and begins closing the distance from behind. As the engine noise becomes audible, several soldiers in the back turn and attempt to fire upward with light weapons, hoping to disrupt the drone's approach. The rounds fail to alter its trajectory. The drone maintains a steady line and commits to the strike. The initial impact throws the formation into confusion. Some soldiers are knocked down inside the truck bed, while others struggle to keep balance. Despite the chaos, the driver accelerates, pushing the vehicle farther down the road before finally bringing it to a halt at a safer distance. The remaining soldiers quickly dismount, grabbing weapons and gear from the rear before abandoning the vehicle and dispersing on foot under continued aerial threat. The following situation unfolds near a dugout positioned beside a cluster of bare trees in the Chasiv Yar direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone identifies a Russian soldier moving toward the shelter. After reaching the entrance, the soldier lies down just above the dugout opening, appearing to pause and rest in the open. The coordinates are relayed, and a separate Ukrainian strike drone is dispatched to the location. On the ground, the soldier remains still, unaware that a second aircraft is approaching. As the drone closes in at low altitude, the growing engine noise finally alerts him. He quickly raises his weapon in an attempt to respond, but the reaction comes too late. The drone accelerates and commits before he can fire effectively. A Russian soldier stands beside a motorcycle when a Ukrainian drone suddenly strikes the area. The blast throws him violently onto the ground. For several seconds, he appears stunned, struggling to understand what has happened. Gradually regaining awareness, he pushes himself up and runs back toward the motorcycle, attempting to drag it away from the smoke and flames. He tries to steady the bike and lower the kickstand, but fumbles repeatedly, unable to secure it. Realizing the vehicle may be damaged, he abandons the effort and retreats to a nearby triangular concrete barrier, dropping low behind it for partial cover. He pulls out a radio and appears to call for assistance, glancing repeatedly over his shoulder. After a brief pause, he returns once more to the motorcycle and attempts to restart it. The engine fails to respond. With no mobility left, he leaves the vehicle behind and moves into an adjacent grassy field. He advances cautiously, then hesitates, scanning the terrain and adjusting direction. After taking only a few more steps, a concealed sniper positioned ahead engages. The soldier collapses, bringing the sequence to an abrupt end. A Ukrainian drone accelerates toward a Russian soldier moving along the edge of a lake. As the aircraft closes in, the soldier reacts quickly and attempts to fire upward in an effort to disrupt its approach. The response proves ineffective. The drone maintains its line and continues advancing, narrowing the distance within seconds. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a Russian soldier moving toward a ruined structure in the Pokrovsk direction. The coordinates are relayed, and a second Ukrainian drone is quickly redirected to the area. As the aircraft closes in, the soldier reacts by firing a light weapon upward in an attempt to repel it. The rounds fail to alter the drone's approach. After the initial strike, the soldier appears injured and struggles to move from the exposed position within the debris. Before he can relocate or secure cover, another Ukrainian drone descends into the same area. The follow-up strike is delivered within moments, preventing any further movement and concluding the engagement in the damaged urban sector. A Ukrainian drone observes 3 Russian soldiers working inside a shallow trench. The men appear to be digging or attempting to access something below, repeatedly glancing upward as if expecting aerial pressure. It seems they may be trying to reopen a sealed dugout entrance. Moments later, a Ukrainian drone descends rapidly, forcing the soldiers to press flat against the ground in sudden panic.
A Russian truck carrying a group of soldiers is seen moving along a dirt road near Pokrovsk.
Moments later, the vehicle suddenly turns off the route and accelerates across an open field, suggesting the crew may have detected a threat and attempted to change direction. As the truck pushes forward across exposed ground, a Ukrainian drone rapidly closes in from behind and commits to an initial strike. The impact throws the formation into chaos. Several soldiers scramble away from the vehicle in panic, while others appear wounded and struggle to move. One soldier attempts to fire upward, trying to drive off additional drones converging on the area. His effort proves ineffective as another drone descends and strikes, knocking him to the ground. Despite the impact, he manages to rise and moves toward a nearby comrade, helping him to his feet. The two begin moving together across the field in an attempt to clear the danger zone. They advance only a short distance before another Ukrainian drone approaches from the rear and commits once again, bringing the engagement to a close. The following situation unfolds near the Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian drone maintains steady observation over a Russian soldier lying inside a shallow crater surrounded by scattered logs and debris, suggesting heavy fighting had taken place there not long before. The soldier appears injured. He struggles to lift himself upright but repeatedly falls back, unable to stand. His movements are slow and strained, as if waiting for assistance that does not arrive. The drone continues monitoring from above, recording each attempt to move. At one point, something is visible in his hand, prompting closer scrutiny. Minutes pass, yet no further action follows, and the aircraft maintains controlled surveillance over the isolated position. Near a barbed wire barrier close to the Lyman direction, a Ukrainian drone identifies two Russian soldiers hiding nearby. A munition is released, striking the position. After the initial blast, one soldier remains down while the other breaks into a panicked run. Disoriented, he circles the same patch of ground repeatedly instead of escaping the area. Moments later, the drone adjusts its position and drops a second munition, concluding the engagement. Two Russian soldiers are seen attempting to move through a field of rubble, stepping carefully over broken concrete and scattered debris. The area shows clear signs of recent fighting. Moments later, a Ukrainian drone descends rapidly and strikes their position. After the initial impact, both soldiers appear wounded but still alive, struggling to regain balance among the ruins. Within seconds, a second drone follows in and commits to another strike in the same area. Shortly afterward, a third drone arrives and descends once more, targeting the remaining soldier and concluding the engagement amid the shattered landscape. A Russian soldier is seen resting beneath a roadside bush, partially concealed by low vegetation. The area appears quiet for a brief moment. Seconds later, a Ukrainian drone redirects toward the position. As it closes in, the soldier has little time to react. The drone descends and commits to the strike, ending the brief pause under aerial pressure. In the Kherson direction, a Russian soldier is seen moving cautiously along the edge of a lake. The shoreline offers little natural cover beyond low grass and scattered brush. Moments later, a Ukrainian drone is redirected toward his position. As the engine noise grows louder overhead, the soldier reacts immediately. He presses himself flat against the grass near the water's edge, then crawls deeper into a patch of nearby bushes, attempting to break visual contact and blend into the terrain. The concealment proves insufficient. The drone adjusts its angle, closes the remaining distance and descends, committing to the strike within seconds. In the Kherson direction, a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone identifies a Russian soldier moving near a small body of water. The surrounding area shows signs of recent fighting, with fallen personnel visible nearby. The soldier advances cautiously before slowing and lowering himself beside one of the bodies, remaining motionless for several seconds. Coordinates are relayed, and a separate Ukrainian drone is directed to the location. As the aircraft approaches, the soldier stays down, possibly attempting to avoid detection by remaining still. The effort proves ineffective. Within moments, the drone narrows its approach and descends, committing to the strike and concluding the engagement near the water's edge. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, a Ukrainian drone releases ammunition toward Russian soldiers positioned inside a trench line. The first drop lands short of the intended target, and the soldiers below continue moving, appearing largely unaffected. The drone maintains position and observes carefully, reassessing the spacing and layout of the trench. A second munition is released, but it lands along the upper edge of the trench, again failing to produce decisive results. After 2 unsuccessful attempts, the operator adjusts altitude and angle with greater precision. Moments later, a third munition is deployed. This time, it descends directly into the trench line, striking within the confined position and neutralizing the group inside, bringing the sequence to a decisive conclusion.